you've spent a lot of time building your app. And the next question you probably have is, how do I get it discovered? Hi, I'm Caitlin Bigham, and as a product manager for the MetaQuest store, my team is here to do just that. We build the features to help your app get discovered. The MetaQuest store is growing quickly, which means it's more important than ever that your app stands out from the crowd. Today, we'll talk about what you can do to increase the visibility of your app on the MetaQuest store and how you can better connect with your customers. Then, I'll pass it over to Lauren Koester, Head of Marketing from ForeVR Games, to talk about what's worked well for her when launching ForeVR Bowl, ForeVR Darts, and ForeVR Cornhole. When it comes to devising a marketing plan for your app, it can be tempting to dive right into the tactics. So when I talk to developers about how to go about their launch, I start by asking them two questions. First, what's your goal? And second, who's your target audience? Let's take these one at a time. First off, in setting your goal, it helps to be really specific. Are you trying to increase the sales of your app or a particular in-app purchase? Do you want to grow your audience within a particular demographic? Or do you want to drive people to a particular event within your app? What your goal is will help determine your tactics. Then, after setting a goal, you'll need to identify a target audience. For example, are you trying to grow your female user base? Are you focusing your launch within a particular region? Who you're targeting impacts key decisions such as what platform features you'll integrate, what style of marketing assets you'll produce, and which social media channels you'll lean into. These decisions will determine how your message resonates with your target audience. And on the topic of target audience, knowing a little bit about our MetaQuest users and VR gamers will help you make better marketing decisions. MetaQuest 2 launched in October 2020 and accelerated the VR market. In only 7 weeks, it surpassed the original MetaQuest in terms of monthly active people. And we're seeing even more women in VR than ever before, which is really exciting. In March 2022, we announced some stats around how developers like you are earning meaningful revenue on the platform. The MetaQuest store has generated over $1 billion in software sales revenue. We're currently selling MetaQuest 2 in Europe, Asia, North America, and South America. So make sure you localize your apps for these regions and plan your marketing efforts to maximize your potential. Within the MetaQuest audience, there are popular subsegments. So designing your marketing to speak to them will help focus your efforts. For example, a segmentation study by the Meta User Research Team identified 7 segments of the US gamer market. The most relevant to VR are dedicated, play to win, and steady gamer. You can learn more about these segments and how to market to them on the Meta blog. And as our user base expands to include growing segments such as fitness and productivity, we will continue to expand our research. So now that we understand the importance of setting goals and identifying a target audience, how do you apply them to your marketing plan? The team at ForeVR Games put all these practices into action when they launched their titles. And here to talk about it is Lauren Koester.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lauren Koester, Head of Marketing at ForeVR Games. We've leveraged many of the tools Caitlin just spoke about to drive installs and engagement for our ForeVR Games titles. Knowing your audience is crucial to marketing your game successfully. Meta's demographic analytics is a great place to start as a way to understand who your users are and where they live. We use this data to help us pinpoint key markets to localize our content, as well as what elements of the game we promote. Pre-launch research can give you a head start on where to expect engagement and interest. For example, digital darts is super popular in Japan, so when we launched ForeVR Darts, we spent extra effort to ensure we had Japanese versions of the trailer and store assets. We also ran localized ads targeted to Japan and Japanese speakers. The most prevalent languages we see across our games are German, French, Korean, Japanese, and Spanish. We track this demographic data over time to see how our design and marketing decisions affect the game. Diversity, representation, and accessibility are tenets that ForeVR Games factors into marketing and user acquisition, as well as game and content design. Since adding bowling balls designed by women in the ForeVR Bowl community, we've seen an increase of active female identifying players. We also actively use female avatars in trailers and store assets. We're now proud to share that over 1/3 of ForeVR Bowl's audience identifies as female. Additionally, this demographic data has helped us define Quest communities and affinity groups to engage and grow our audience. We've also just begun to leverage the latest store asset placement from Meta, Immersive Assets, which elevates the in-headset store page viewing experience.
All right, now, once you've identified the goals of your campaign and your target audience, the next step is making creative assets to support your game's launch. The asset creation process is always really iterative. You're going to be testing new assets constantly and tweaking them. So when you think through new creative concepts, think back to who your target audience is, identify what appeals to them, and then use those insights to build new creative assets. Every app on the Meta Quest store has a product detail page, or PDP, as we like to call it. You'll want to create eye-catching key art as well as videos for your PDP, like these here that ForeVR Games created for their titles. When it comes to trailers, think gameplay trailers as well as mixed reality trailers. And as a bonus, any assets you build for the MetaQuest store can be repurposed for social and other marketing campaigns. And after your game has launched, we have a lot of great tools to help you connect with your player base. For example, Developer Posts is a feature that helps you engage and grow your community. How it works is simple. You provide some really great images and descriptions of your game, and they'll display in the home feed and on your game's PDP. These posts are great to highlight promotions and new content in your game. And don't forget to check out the Developer Post Analytics to find out how your posts are performing. Next up are user notifications. These are short, free-form notifications that you can send to people in VR and on our mobile app. Use single send notifications to reach your audience directly. These are great to let your audience know about updates to your app, to share promotions in the MetaQuest store, and to bring awareness to upcoming in-app experiences. Event-based notifications are sent based on a specific user action or another event that you define in your code. You can use event-based notifications to let someone know that a friend has sent them in-app currency, or to celebrate a user achievement. For example, when a user completes a level in your game, you can send an event-based notification to encourage them to continue on to the next level.
We frequently use user notifications to inform players of events, updates, and important information. User notifications can also be a great tool for re-engaging players when there are new features or content. While most of these notifications point to an in-game destination, we often create developer posts to provide additional context and information to players. We've used these developer posts to cross-promote new game launches, inform players about updates, as well as provide support information and flag known issues. In these posts, we like to mix in screenshots and marketing assets to polish and provide engaging and informative content. To support our marketing efforts, we've leveraged freelance services like Fiverr, which are great for finding graphic designers and video editors to help create compelling marketing assets. Another solution for marketing support is Marketer Hire, where you can find experts to assist with your unique needs like user acquisition, copywriting, and more. Both are great solutions for teams without a dedicated marketing team or when in-house resources are limited. Additionally, we've leveraged tools like Catapult, Indie Boost, and Keymailer that make it possible to connect with content creators and influencers to help market your games. When it comes to partnering with content creators and influencers, look for creators that cater to your existing audience, as well as audiences you are looking to grow.
The best way to test the effectiveness of your marketing is via our A/B testing product. A/B testing is great because it allows you to test 2 different campaigns at the same time and see which performs better. With our A/B test tool, you have a couple options to explore. First, you can individually test trailers, key art, and descriptions. So, for example, maybe you want to see if the mixed reality trailer outperforms a gameplay trailer. Now, using our A/B test tool, you can test them simultaneously and see which leads to more purchases and revenue. And soon, you'll be able to test a lot more, including genres, immersive assets, screenshots, and keywords. Another way you can use the A/B test tool is for when you push out new metadata changes. In this scenario, you can test your PDP as a whole. So that means you can test multiple variables at once. The tricky part is if the results are negative, you'll need to follow up with individual tests to figure out which variable drove the regression. And we're expanding A/B testing to meet the needs of your business models. So if your app is free to install and you make money downstream, you'll soon be able to A/B test whether or not you're driving downstream revenue. Some of you have already adopted A/B testing and have seen great results. In our recent case study, developers saw double-digit conversion improvements and identified assets that were low-performing. The best part about this is that these A/B tests helped the developers earn meaningful revenue and understand which strategies will maximize their success in the future.
We've leveraged Meta's A/B testing to find which store assets perform best for acquiring new users. We found that playful and bright assets paired with store descriptions highlighting both the casual and core player-targeted features work best. We've also found that leveraging meta avatars in our assets drive both new user acquisition and re-engagement. This learning aligns with our best practice of leveraging mixed reality content in trailers to allow a potential user to visualize the full immersive experience.
Earlier this year, we launched the Meta Avatar Store on Facebook, Instagram, and Messenger. And later this year, we're launching in VR. If you want to enable the Meta Avatar Store in your application, there's 2 steps you'll need to take. 1, integrate the Meta Avatars SDK. And 2, enable an entry point to the avatar editor within your app. Then, people will be able to access, explore, and purchase in-store offerings across even more VR destinations. When the Meta Avatar Store launches in VR, you'll see custom avatar clothing items from a few third-party developers, including ForeVR Games, who created these really cute bowling outfits to sell to customers. In the future, this will be an exciting opportunity for you to create and sell custom avatar clothing items for your games. Driving user engagement through developer posts, notifications, A/B testing, and avatars are just a few ways to reach people and get them excited about your games.
We're looking forward to being a part of the Meta Avatar Store pilot later this year. We've had dozens of players ask us to make bowling shirts, so we look forward to delighting our community. We view this program as a marketing opportunity to reward and engage players, as well as promote the ForeVR Games brand on new surfaces like Facebook and Instagram. As we use all of the tools we mentioned today, we always track impact using analytics. Analytics allows us to understand what tools move the needle and where to invest our time and resources. We frequently use funnel analytics to track the health of our store assets and product description, as well as leveraging data like reach to unique clicks and unique clicks to unique conversions to influence our bids for off-platform user acquisition. Revenue analytics is important for tracking our game sales. User notification analytics let us know what messaging drives the most engagement. And user demographic analytics heavily impacts our business decisions in and out of the game. User engagement analytics provide a clear picture of active players, while retention data helps us measure the engagement of players from key beats, like our golden cohort, and key periods of new user acquisition, like the holidays.
We've covered a lot today. There's so much you can do, and starting with just one of these areas will help you learn what works for your game. Developers like Lauren show us how successful these tools can be. I look forward to discovering your app on the Meta Quest store.